I trying to draw attention to myself rather than this?
You get attention either way. You're Jon Anik.
I'm Jason. Yeah, I don't know.
I like it.
The way we were taken care of at this studio in Montreal was insane. It was like you were at like a 5-star resort while you're doing voiceover. She walks in the first day with smoothies, right? They had this tray of food, and then like she comes in before our last hour with cookies, and she's like, "Oh yeah, like these are all homemade by one of the, by one of the women who works." I've just been blown away by this city. Hey Jay, can you grab me a towel? Oh, I got it. Pretty much every Canadian kid watched this thing get hoisted their entire childhood, right? And John was going to push out a tweet that I didn't allow him to push out. John was going to write, assume Mike Malott was saying hoisted by American teams because he wasn't yet 2 years old the last time a Canadian team won the cup. Or maybe he means pretty much every Canadian kid born before 1977. Love you, Mike. Shall we? Let's just walk out of here. How you doing? Or do you want to get a cup? Yeah, grab a coffee in here. Yeah. How are you?
Sir, how are you guys?
Good, thanks. And now. Oh, hey, Buff.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Can I grab a quick?
Yeah, of course.
Josh.
Josh.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Pleasure, buddy.
Thanks,
Pleasure.
Josh.
Thank you. Nice to meet
Appreciate
you.
the support, sir.
Good. I love hearing your fights. Call
Ah,
fights. Love you, man.
Thank you, buddy. No, he's not going to upset.
Oh, yeah?
I was just saying, what's the loud cup? How are you? What's up, man? Nice to see you. Pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
You blow into it?
Oh, he'll be great at that. Jason.
I promised her a photo with GSP as well, but I can't find it.
Should we hit the streets? Yeah, so, you know? Alright, let's get down.
Yeah, alright.
Smells nice. Sorry.
I've been here almost a week. The weather was outstanding for a couple days. Not great. Oh, great. It's all right. Nobody needs to know. Nobody gets hurt, you know?
Should we talk about Shea Paris? Didn't go there this trip.
Yeah, haven't been.
Oh, yeah.
So in 1994, our final summer at overnight camp, the oldest kids get to come to Montreal. In 1994, they would allow us to get our counselor's fake ID. So I was not Jon Anik, I was Neil Seidemann. I walk in Shea Paris at 16 years old, right? And they let me in, and at least to that point in my life, it was the singular greatest night of my life. But I have not been to Shea Paris this trip. We'll see what happens after UFC 315.
Yeah, I think Jack's got a great chance. I really do. I think, without giving a prediction, I think that I don't know. I mean, I think so much has been made of that Basil Hafez fight, and I think too much has been made of it given the circumstances that Jack was dealing with. I just think inside of 25 minutes, he has so many ways to get you out of there. His finishing instincts are great. His accuracy, his footwork. But it's like you say, get you out of there. He's going to have to get Bilal out of there, No one's gotten Bilal out of there. When's the last time someone got him out of there? His last loss 2019, but when's the last time someone got him out of there? I can't remember a main event that Dom and I have spent so much time talking about in the hotel room, Sure. Nice to meet you guys. Have a good day. Come on in.
I just saw you with the camera.
It's fun.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you in person.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Nice shirt, bro.
Thank you, man. I try. All for her, you know what I mean?
Thank you, brother.
Awesome.
Nice to
Thank
meet you.
You
Appreciate
too.
the support. Hi, how are you? Of course.
We going under the umbrella together or what? Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Good luck today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey! It's mostly gratitude, especially in these international places outside the US, right? They just absolutely love it. And
Like it must be a blessing.
no doubt. It's crazy. Like, relative to the appetite for MMA here, why have we not been here in 10 years? I'm gonna use your back.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Oh, we got it too.
Thank you.
My man.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, I look like John, so oftentimes, you know, I get so I put my head down.
I was here the other day. Bought some jelly cats for my kids. Dude, this place is sick. This place is sick. I was here the other day, dude. It's insane.
What's in shape to be a professional?
Right, because me, I'm not. Okay, okay. So it just depends on what's in shape to everybody. Everybody knows that's the goal for sure. Yeah. Mine are really out of shape. Okay, right. Yeah.
I exercise every day on the road, but I can't outwork a bad diet if I'm, you know, eating a pound of French fries in my room. But I exercise every day. But, you know, I got into a wrestling match with Dominick Cruz in my hotel room, and now I can't run. You know, and I'd love to go for a run on show day, but my right wheel is busted because
you have gangrene.
Well, now I know what type of pressure is coming. So after your shoulder surgery for the rematch, bro.
Anik's been eating poutine fries for 4 days out here.
Dude.
He wonders why his toe hurts.
Can you find some dress shoes, Dom? We're here.
Shopping in the women's section.
We're here for you to get dress shoes, Dom. We can stay in the women's section or we can go to the men's. So yeah, in my effort to prevent a facial fracture, I smashed my foot on a glass table and I've been icing it on and off.
So I grabbed him like a collar tie and I just gave him a little.
It wasn't a little.
And the thing is, when you push your face into Anik's cheek, his feet just start flailing. Like, no, I couldn't.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
Is this?
I did not see that happening. Where you just start kicking. Like, I would have kept your legs so you don't hurt yourself if I would have known that.
I'm fine.
Kept you from hurting yourself.
Oh, thank God we're tough. Thank God we're tough. So what, do you have a brand in mind?
Actually, I don't. I need to look and I'll know, right? I'll have to look at the shoes and see, okay, those will look good with my pants and those will not look good with my pants. And that's about it. So, good shoe section.
Bonjour. Ça va? Très bien. All right, I'll follow you. Where would he find some dress shoes? They all over the place? Hi.
You wanted to come over here. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Those are pretty sick, dude. I've never seen this, you know?
They just look sick to me.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have the other ones, but I don't have the double buckle. But I've got 2 other pairs of black ones, so one more pair might switch it up.
What size are you?
8.5. I think those are the ones.
Maybe an 8.5 in these if you got. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
John, are those for you?
Nope.
You're just ordering them?
I'm just trying to expedite things because you got an 11:35 radio interview. We're always.
Thank you. Well, I might head back.
I'm texting Eamon Zahabi's manager, Danny Rubenstein, right now, trying to get some information.
Face to face, because on text it's too easy. You have to ask people like.
You're actually right. You're right.
This, like, I'm curious, and then
You're
see
right.
what his answers are
Don,
even real.
when you say you're out of shape, right? Obviously, you're not in fight shape, right? But
That's
when
out
I-
of shape
Right.
because this is why I say that. Am I dangerous for more than 3 minutes?
Right. But you also have done a lot of strength work prior to your surgery, so you know when you take your shirt off, you look good.
Thanks.
So you're not.
So
Wow.
I'm dangerous for 4 minutes. So if I could just get past the first
You
3.
win. Now you're getting to what I'm saying.
Right.
If you've got 4 minutes of cardio and I have 3, you win. It
Right.
doesn't matter how strong I am.
Right. And this time the fight's going to start where I'm going to understand what's coming at me, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I've taught
Let me tell you something.
You know how many times I've attacked you randomly that you're ready now?
I'm just messing around, but I'll kick your
No,
fucking ass
what,
anytime.
This is what they don't get, guys, is because I attack them at random times and they're always scared, their head is always on a swivel, and now nobody's going to mess with. Like, you're telling me out in random, if somebody tries to randomly attack you, you're not going to be ready.
I'm ready to go right now,
You'll
especially
grab
this
a shoe
guy.
and you'll just knock them out with it because you're just randomly ready for anything to happen at any given time.
Who throws a shoe?
So
That's what friends
but
are
he's
for.
never attacked me the way he's attacked Jon, right?
I'll tell you why. He came out first, so he bullies you. And every now and then it's like you gotta
Yeah, you're bullying him a little for me. I
just
appreciate
a
it.
nice, loving bully, like
Imagine-
a brotherly bully.
Imagine the hazing we did to our younger brother. I mean, he deserved most of it, but it
All
was a
little
tough
brothers
one.
deserve hazing because of what we're saying. You're toughening them up for the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's our job.
Right.
So
and then-
Bilal
Like, how
has-
tough is he? He came in a minute after you, and
Three-
how much toughness do you have to give him because of that minute?
But regardless of how tough I am, my daughters are tough as fuck. So
Right. Even though you wanted to stay in mommy's womb when I left, you know, you just were hanging out. It's like, dude, we can go anytime. I'm already out here
He was
living.
holding onto the umbilical
By the way,
cord.
everybody's coming up to me. I didn't know Jack Della Maddalena had a twin. He doesn't have a twin. His brother's not his twin. We would know that if it was, correct? His brother Josh.
I think he has 2 brothers. I don't know. Josh is not his twin.
They're not twin. I need him to win this fight. For him, he needs to defend this belt, and I believe that. I hate to say it, but I think in a way it sort of starts to close the lid on some of the hate in a meaningful way, and I think it gets him to a level of respect when you are unbeaten in 12 straight and you won the belt and you defended the belt, and his resume
12
doesn't
straight.
get enough respect. You got guys like this talking about JDM. Look, he's got to beat a really tough fighter, but you know, I look at Bilal and and he's ready to kill. He's in that dark place, and we'll see if Jack gets to that dark place.
Well, I definitely think Jack's willing to meet him there, you know, and that's part of the reason why I think he's live. But I think Dom suggested if they fought 10 times, he thinks Bilal would win 6 of them, you know. But I think it's going to be a competitive fight. I just think Jack is never looking for a way out, you know. I just think he's going to be a really hard guy to put away over 25 minutes. And, you know, can Jack Della Maddalena be broken? I guess we'll find out. I mean, if you had to send someone in there to try to break him, it's Bilal.
I'm
But
going to tell you my experience of their game with how they choose the opposite. They choose the opposite guy because it's smart. And it's because, all right, if you're Bilal and I say Bilal's going to win, everybody expects him to say, I think Bilal's going to win, but that puts more pressure on Bilal and it makes him more nervous. But if he starts toting how great the other guy is, then even though he thinks Bilal's going to win, he starts saying how great Maddalena is, it builds Bilal without having to build Bilal because he's beating the guy that they're building up. And so they build him so big, like he's the big bad wolf.
Yeah.
And then they don't have to feel bad because they know their guy's going to beat them deep down. That's what they're actually thinking. They just won't say it. So they keep, and now they win because they get to build up Maddalena that they love. They want to be nice to him. They don't want to burn anybody. None of us do. But at the same time, Bilal knows they love him.
yeah, I love Dior, bro. Dude, I love Dior. Yes. Did you try these on? These are sick. I love Dior. Let me ask Jay, do you like these?
Yeah.
These Diors? Look at the subtle.
I absolutely love them.
Those are sick, huh?
So, I don't know how much I like that.
Yeah.
Being honest. Hey, John.
Cruising.
see you back there.
All right.
It's got to be ready.
Those are clean.
Is the size okay?
Yeah, actually it is, but with thin socks, that's what I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I got to check.
Dude, those are nice.
I don't have those ones in an 8. Of course. But I have these ones, yeah. But I have these in an 8. With the cat toe.
Yeah, let me see.
Oh, is that different than the...
Yeah, the other one is like more
Oh,
like an ombre.
Bro, I think these...
I don't
Well,
have the top.
I think Jay might have liked these better because they don't have the font there. I like these better, but these are pretty sick too. You know. Thank you. So I have a golden gorilla in my broadcasting studio, and I would say probably 10 years ago when I was in Las Vegas, I was in some chic store and there was a fucking monkey on a swing. And I was like, man, I want that monkey on a swing in my living room. And my wife was like, absolutely fucking not. So fast forward a decade later, I see this great golden gorilla. It's like $600. I have no need for it. I just think it'd be a cool visual in my broadcasting studio. And because I got turned down for the monkey on the swing 10 years ago, what are you going to say? You know, 10 years later, maybe a few more dollars in the bank to afford a golden gorilla. And that's my guy, Gus, you know.
Oh, he's got a name. It's
Yeah, that's Gus, dude. That's Gus.
How many Aniks were to take on one Gus?
You know, Gus is a little bit undersized, so I actually feel like maybe 3 of us. But this whole gorilla conversation is absolutely fascinating because if you're talking about, you know, 25 John Joneses against a 450-pound gorilla, that's more palatable than 25 John Joneses against an 800-pound max weight gorilla. It's a huge difference. So I'm on the human being side of the gorilla debate, but at least for Gus, you know, Gus is pretty compact. I think me, Jay, and our younger brother Dave could take him out.
You get what you pay for. Yeah. I'll be able to wear them for other shows, right?
So, trying to enjoy the calm before the storm, but when I spend a little bit of recreational time out during the day, I start to think, all right, I gotta go fucking read about Jung Young Lee or, you know.
No, the recreational time throws off the fact that I have to work tonight.
Right,
So what I try
right.
to do is say I'm not really working, I'm doing what I love.
Yeah, no, I do think it's,
I mean, you got to be focused, but still, it's not really like, you're different because you got to traffic and you got to read all the commercials and you got to, you know, I just know what
right.
it's look like.
Yeah, a lot of my job has nothing to do with fighting. I remember
Right, that's the hard part. That's
Our-
the actual work.
Hall of Fame matchmaker Joe Silva would always say to me, like, dude, you have the job you want. Don't forget to have fun and enjoy it. And he's right, but there's a lot of, you know, for I think most of the UFC employees, they get to fight night and then they can enjoy it. And for us, that's the most critical time. So for me, fun is not what I'm thinking about.
I think your job's different because it's like you traffic. Like I said, like I'm just kind of watching what's going on, but you have to be like, okay, this is what's next, and you have to set us up for what's next. So since you set us up, you have to be ready more than I do because you're going to tell me what's next.
So, the fans are the lifeblood of this sport. True. It's amazing for us to be able to connect with fans, but when we do stay at the host hotel like this, and you have things that you need to do, and timing is a priority, sometimes we try to rifle through these hotels in an expeditious way. But then you see people like Ian Machado, Gary, and you just want to stop and give him a hug. He's a great fucking hugger. Good to see you. So you're not fighting tonight?
All right, right. There's still fucking time.
You never know.
There's still time.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get a selfie? Yeah. That's awesome, man. You're a legend, bro. Thank you so much. Dallas is amazing. Thank you, bro. Love watching you play. I love watching you play.
Good to see you, bro. My man. Yeah.
I got your brothers yesterday.
That's right here. Whoever's at your brothers. Thank you, boss. Thank you, bro. Nice to meet you. Yeah. So this is the first time this year that I've stayed at the host hotel. And when I started with the UFC, all I wanted was to stay at the host hotel because you get all these great interactions with fighters and coaches. But part of the issue is that you spend a lot of time in the lobbies talking to coaches and fighters and fans, and it can sort of take away from the preparation, right? But there is some value in it, but you see there can be some noise. It obviously makes you feel good, but you know, sometimes you just got to be a little bit separated. So oftentimes we'll stay at like the ESPN hotel for this show. The ESPN, the UFC hotel is the same, and here we go. I got Jon Anik Dominick Cruz walking in the room right now, so we are deep, baby. Talk to me.
Oh, so you got all of the brain trust in there, especially with Dom walking in the room. My man Jason Anik of UFC Fight Pass and the Crash. What does tonight mean for Bilal, in your opinion, other than just his first title defense?
Well, I think there are a lot of moving parts, but I think that there are a lot of moving parts with everyone but Belal. I don't think there's a clear number one contender. But Gresh, if you're talking to me, I'd love to talk to you about this Sunday when he sort of put himself in this position, right? Well, Ian Gary, who's weighing in as the backup, I'm sure he thinks in his mind he's next for the title. I don't necessarily believe that. What I do believe unequivocally is if Belal defends his belt tonight, Islam Makhachev will not be next at 170. But whoever that next contender is for Belal, frankly, I hope it's August in Chicago. I hope he gets through it unscathed. But you know me, Gresh. Like, I'm hesitant to count my chickens before they hatch. He's got to get through Jack Della Maddalena tonight. But whoever's next, I think it could be a variety of candidates. Can I peek at these?
Please do.
Yeah, I'd be down for going for a run.
8.5, Dom?
8.5.
All your gifts in here.
41s.
They didn't have a lot of
Wearing them tonight? Bro, these are clean. If these are the ones in the store, bro.
No, they're not.
Those are tonight. I like the Tom Ford ones a little bit better.
Bro.
I'm not gonna lie, but those will work because that's the only one they had in my size.
Bro, these are
How do
clean.
you
Let me see that shit.
How do you come to get shoes and they don't have your size in anything?
Bro.
Wow, it's unbelievable.
So I like these better than the other Dior's you were looking at.
Oh, I'm glad they had these ones.
You like those better?
Yeah, I just didn't like the penny loafer ones,
No, I didn't like those either ones.
Bro,
Those are better than the loafers. I agree.
So, you guys want to go for a run or what?
Oh, if only I had that right wheel.
Fucking Dom, man. All right, so final preparations here in the room for UFC 315. I'm going through my stack of fighter cards for tonight. And when I have an East Coast pay-per-view, I'm afforded a lot of extra time here during the day. So, for example, Jung-Yong Lee is a South Korean fighter. He's a featherweight. He's a fucking specimen, right? But I haven't called any of his 3 previous UFC fights. So at this point, I've done some film study. One of my notes here, like there was a trip takedown in round 2 of his fight against Blake Bilder that DC said was nasty, right? So I'll probably bring that up with Daniel Cormier tonight. But in terms of like what Jung-Yong Lee does recreationally when he's not fighting, I don't have any of that stuff. I didn't sit down with him. We do fighter meetings with 14 of the 26 athletes. So Jung-Yong Lee, I got a little space there and I'll fill that in today. I just want to go through some of these other ones. Ivan Urslan, a Croatian fighter. I've never worked his fight before, so he'll be another guy that I look up. He says his toughest fight for the KSW title was against Ibrahim Chuzhigayev, so I might chase some of that footage today. Navajo Sterling, you see I got my black stuff that was written down before the fighter meeting, and then the blue stuff is all the gold that he gave us in the fighter meeting. For Sterling, first time in the USA was when Izzy fought Pineda the first time. You can imagine how impressionable he was and how that could have been somewhat of a jumping off point, I guess, for Navajo Sterling. Modestus Bukowskis. All right, so when a fighter is so forthcoming with information, sometimes it becomes problematic. And you hear a lot of people talk about the cutting room floor. I would say maybe 10% of what I prep actually makes the air, maybe 15%, but for Jasmine Jasdavizius, she's just so generous with her time and her information. Was in Thailand in 2024. Genuinely liked her performance. Genuinely liked Maida Bueno Silva. They were friends before that fight. Just some interesting stuff that I got from our fighter meeting. Chuck Buffalo, Charles Radke. He loves the hostility. USA versus Canada is sort of his calling card for this fight. Did expect a tougher fight his last time out against Matthew Semmelsberger. He was wearing a hat that said, "Tell your dog I said hi." He's a big dog guy. Mike Malott. One quote that you'll hear me say when it comes to proper Mike Malott that I really like that he has said several times, by strike or by strangle. So whether it's locker room copy or, who knows? If he gets a club and sub, I might say, look at that, the strike and the strangle. Kyle Prepelic back in the UFC for the first time since 2019. A lot of bout cancellations and, I thought it was cool. He said he's trying to be the Canadian Rocky, come in here and spring the upset. Benoit Saint-Denis. So he went into the Renato Moicano fight without a fucking head coach and no strategy whatsoever. He's washed away that disappointment and the disappointment of not facing Joel Alvarez. We'll see what he can do as a massive favorite against Prepelic. Natalia Silva has won 12 in a row. She was wearing a gold necklace that sort of commemorated a kick she landed in her UFC debut against Jasmine Jasudavicius. I thought that was pretty cool. She sees a lot of upside in fighting the former champion Alexa Grasso. And, you know, I know Alexa really well at this point in time. You see with the blue, you know, maybe she wasn't all that forthcoming with information in our fighter meeting. We've had a lot of sit-downs with her. We've extracted a lot more, I think, in prior fighter meetings. Ayman Zahabi, obviously, you know that guy had a lot to say, but this fighter meeting took place before his fight was unceremoniously moved up to featherweight. So it's going to be interesting to navigate that walkout, to be sure. Valentina Shevchenko, Manon Fior. We went over the pronunciation with Manon Fior, Fioro, whatever. She still says Fior. Final fucking answer. Sorry. Jack Della Maddalena. Let's see. Yeah, so at one point when he was dealing with that arm injury, the doctor said to him, you know, if your arm bone turns to dust, your fighting career will be over. Can you imagine hearing that for Jack Della Maddalena? Not to suggest that there was weeks at a time where he thought his fighting career was in jeopardy, but there were certainly some low moments. And then, of course, Bilal Muhammad. This is a fight card from one of his previous fights. This is today's. I'll do some final editing, and we will have our final fighter card for the man who will be the last to make the walk. But most of the prep at this point is done, as they say, the hay's in the barn, and that makes me a very happy man. Jelly roll checking in with Bilal on it. That was pretty cool.
You already know, my brother. Love you, bro.
Love you, brother. Peace.
So was that during the weight cut, I guess?
Let's go cut some weight, yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell. You can tell how
Yeah.
his energy.
Last few pounds, Valentina's looking to lose, and then make weight tomorrow, and as usual, game time.
So this will be part of the
Camp with her.
preparation.
It's hard. Everyone asks, like, hey, does she look different from last camp? I mean,
Just getting final little nuggets.
She's just so focused every time.
Anything that might be used
Sharper,
or
and
helpful
finding
on the
rituals
broadcast.
in every
And
aspect.
I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times the last thing I ingest before I head to the arena, either a video interview or reading an article, and that's what I actually use when the fighter walks out. So.
The official weight for Jack Della Maddalena, and with that,
Jack looks
your
fucking
UFC
strong,
315
man.
main
Yep.
event is now official. All right, next fighter to
Jack had
the
12
scale,
weeks,
the other champion
essentially.
around whom this fight card was built, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Women's Flyweight Champion, the future Hall of Famer, Valentina
Jay, you're
Shevchenko.
pretty convicted on Manon, huh?
All right, next fighter
Huge,
to
man.
the
Her
scale,
midsection.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel as though your opinion on that fight needed tweaked a little as the week.
125, the official weight for Manon Fior. And with that,
Her nickname is
co-main
so
event
appropriate,
is also
the
now
Beast.
official.
She's a monster, man.
It's always a good day. There's a little bit of confrontation at the press yesterday, but I think that's what you expect in a high stakes fight. I think it's what you
Just
want.
watching
I
them
think
bet.
both guys are ready to fight, and
The last
Bilal likes to
episode.
fight more than Jack, so you know, Bilal was
Such an intense stare down between Bilal and Jack at the ceremonial way, and they show right here. His fans are unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think one of the things that people mix up, like they go, oh, is he faking that he's mad, or like is he faking the beef? It's not, has nothing to do with that. It's competitive. Competitive spirit takes away any anger or mad or hate. It's just, I'm gonna kill you because I'm competitive. I think people mistranslate that to like some sort of emotional hate a lot of times, and really, I'm just gonna kill you because I'm more competitive than you. It has nothing to do with hating. I'm better than you, and that's why. So I think that gets confused a lot.
And the crowd gonna give it to you for sure. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Look forward to it. I think it's gonna
That
be
was a
great
really
show.
nice interaction.
And I
Yep.
think we're gonna have some of the local guys that are gonna do very well. Barrio and Ayman Zahabi, they're gonna put themselves on the map with a great performance.
We got a special weekend. It all goes down Saturday night. I can't wait.
Dom, have you seen this stare down?
For the women's flyweight
No.
title, first athlete to the stage, the challenger and number 2 ranked flyweight contender, Manon.
I'm telling you, her midsection looks like it's made of titanium.
Opponent, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC
Bro, in a way, physically, she reminded me of like Rainier DeRitter, how like the way he looked physically compared to Bo Nickel, it was like really dramatic, I thought. But Valentina nasty, I mean, she's...
Manal looks weathered, huh? Like she's been in it.
Well, I mean...
She's gone through it to get to it.
Well, that's what I was saying in the group meeting that Valentina was saying. I've been through it to get here, and there's no respect. And it's like, everybody goes through it to get here.
Dude, I thought the yellow Montreal hoodie looked good.
I did too. I just...
Someone's like, where'd you get that? The fucking airport? No, I think Chrissy Blair, maybe our Octagon girl, said it to me.
Bro, but you could have had a Pedro Martinez exposed shirt.
Yeah, I thought about that too late in the game.
Jack's finished. I already know what's going to happen tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, and still, inshallah, you guys are going to witness this tomorrow night. Greatness. This is the bully era right now. We're not losing.
Yo. Good?
Yeah,
all the best.
Good?
Woo! Woo!
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Awesome. Like, look, I'm not even kidding. I'm getting chills, bro. He looks so good. Like, everything was on point. He was listening to his kicks, his wrestling, bro. Yeah, but we're not going to wrestle Canelo.
June 21.
Okay.
Good luck, boys. Get it. Get it.
Like, there's a lot of Canadian fighters and a lot of like English fighters that they don't even necessarily want to fight at home, right? Like Arnold Allen sometimes will be shelved for 6 months because we have a pay-per-view in England, and he trains in Canada. You know what I mean? So I think for these Canadian fighters, we need one of these fighters, and I actually think it might be Jasmine Jazz Divizius, if I'm being honest, right? She's about a 2.5 to 1 favorite against Jessica Andrade. We need one of these fighters to, and maybe it could be Jillian Robertson, but we need one of these fighters to fight for the world title. And there's not a single MMA Mount Rushmore that doesn't have George St. Pierre on it, you know? So if this nation produced... You know, I know how talented he was naturally, but this nation produced the greatest mixed martial arts athlete of all time. And we need somebody to step up. You know, I know there are a lot of reasons it took us 10 years to get back to Montreal, but like, dude, I mean, Dom, you see this like fan response here. It's fucking insane, you know? And to think that we'll go a full decade, right? You imagine you're 20 years old, the UFC comes to Montreal, they don't come back till you're fucking 30. I mean...
Yeah, we need stars. You know, nobody's bigger. No, not one Canadian is even close to as big as Dana White, and so that's the end of the story. When you're bigger than Dana White, you can push numbers. If you're not, then you can't.
It's interesting though. There's no such thing as getting a guy a win. You know, like Mike Malott fighting Neil Magny, gets magnied, comes back strong against Trevin Giles, right? But if you don't get past Chuck Buffalo tonight, right, that is a hugely appreciable setback. If you're suggesting that Malott is the biggest ticket mover in this country right now, I don't know if he's that. But, you know, Marc-Andre Barrios is from Gatineau here in Quebec, and he's fighting for his job, you know? He's lost 2 or 3 in a row.
What's interesting, I'm not remembering this as well as I would like, but there was one fight card, I want to say it was maybe a year in Vancouver, where all Canadian fighters won that night. And then the next fight card, it was almost like the opposite, where they got handed it to.
What would you eat like Friday and Saturday? Like, were you healthy?
Yeah. You have to, because so I'm going to do a 12-week camp, and then 2 days before the fight, I'm going to break.
Right. But I mean, like, I guess a better question would be like, is it very conscious in terms of proteins, carbs, like exactly how you want to fuel yourself?
I do it perfect, because I just put 12 weeks of perfection, and now in the last 2 days, I'm going to be so starving and thirsty that I'm going to break. You're weak.
Well, but Max Holloway eats a cupcake and then goes and knocks out Justin Gaethje. Every fighter doesn't approach it the way you do. You know, there are plenty of fighters who will have a cookie or something that isn't completely whole.
That's different. I'll have a cookie. I'll have a cupcake. But we're talking about, we're not talking about eating what I want, you know?
Right. Well, like Bilal said, like back in the day, he didn't focus as much on what he was eating, whereas now he does. Whereas it sounds like you always did.
No, I look at it as, all right, how much money's on the line, and what are they willing to do to me? They're willing to kill me. Is that enough for me to not eat a cupcake? Yes.
No. I think you're missing the point, bro. We're just trying to find out after you make weight, maybe on show day.
Yeah, do I break for my cravings?
Well, you're telling us in one breath that, you know, you're talking about the fight, and then in another breath you're saying, like, yeah, I'll have a cookie. So I guess my question is, what's the worst thing that you've ever put in your body between weighing in and fighting? Because Max Holloway and a lot of these other guys...
Sugar?
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of these guys will. But I'm actually just more curious, like
a cookie, a donut.
So like, Bilal was obviously eating some like Wagyu steak. He's got the shit. But I'm guessing like, okay, so you're fighting tonight in the main event. Like, what are you? I'm just curious what you would be eating on a day like today, and at what time.
I would have the same thing I've been having for the past 5 days.
Got you. And so, how far before the fight would you eat to like fuel yourself optimally?
I eat an hour before my fight.
Really?
I try to eat all the way in the room. Like I'm eating all day because you know you're so behind. Like your body is so behind. So I'm not saying I don't eat like a little. Like you might have a craving. Like you'll have a bite of like a bowl of cereal, right? Like I'll have one thing that I craved the whole time, but it's very, very, very little. And then I stick to the salmon, stick to the rice, stick to the broccoli, stick to the asparagus, stick to the fruit. Yeah. Just all the boring stuff, but you eat a shitload of it. Like you don't. I'm eating a pile of rice this big, a pile of chicken this big, a pile of vegetables this big. So you're just overeating the healthy stuff.
Gotcha.
And then after I'm done eating all the healthy stuff, I'll have my cookie or I'll have my one, because I'm so full, it's like I'm just fulfilling a craving, not really being hungry anymore.
It's so interesting that you would eat like an hour before the fight to me. Like I obviously remember, it's a whole different level, but anytime I played a sport, like nervous energy sometimes prevents people from wanting to eat.
Yeah, but I'm hypoglycemic and I've always been. So my blood sugar crashes and then I run out of energy in the warm up, and I warm up hard. 2 hours. Yeah. Like I warm up super hard. So I'm doing like a full workout before the fight. And so I have to eat and it's just crazy. And they only give you a bag of stuff. That's what's hard too. They only give you a Ziploc bag of the stuff you're allowed to have. So
do you want a protein bar, or are you good with
protein bar, something like that? I'm gonna need protein shake would work if that's what you have. That's easy. My goal is to always be another one, or no, that's perfect. Always be three rounds fight shape. Always, my whole life. Because I have to stay dangerous. I talk a lot of shit, bro. Ha! It's the truth. I mean,
right. I probably don't have to stay nearly as dangerous as you.
Absolute sweetheart, and everybody loves you. Like sometimes I say things that I mean, and so I feel to defend myself.
But you are always, when you deliver daggers, it's always so thoughtful and calm and not malicious or angry. Do you know what I mean?
That pisses people off more. You ever think of that?
No.
Because it's not dumb. It's like, you know what? Fuck you. Like, I'll fucking kill you. Did you just say that to me?
But you know, like if someone says something dumb, right?
Yeah.
You're very non-condescending when you respond to that.
Because they say something dumb and they don't know it's dumb. So I'm not going to judge them for it. I'm just going to say, think about what you're saying.
That's what you say.
And then they get mad.
That's what you say. Think about what you're
stupid.
saying.
Like,
that's
it's
hilarious.
Not me calling you dumb. Like, think of what you just said. Pay attention to what you said. Was that dumb or not? And they're like, fuck, that was dumb. And I'm like, I hate you. Why'd you say that? And it's not me. You're the one who said it, bro. I'm just letting you know that was stupid.
Best way for me to clear my head before one of these 8-hour broadcasts, without question, is to get that runner's high. I know strength and conditioning, strength training is probably better for me, and I've been, moving more in that direction as I get older, but there's nothing like that runner's high on show day. So we're gonna do a quick 5K here with Dom and Jay once they get ready, and we'll see how it goes. Bang a 5K, which is 3.2 miles if you're keeping track at home. Unless we're going real pedestrian pace, we should be able to do this in about...
Should we let the greatest bantamweight of all time set the pace?
Easy pace.
Yeah.
We're chilling.
Yeah.
Nah, we got to work tonight.
Yeah.
But you know, you get all sorts of different paces. Like,
This is recreation.
like Ignacio Bahamondes may go like 6.5 minutes just pacing, whereas Bilal may be closer to 9 minutes, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, we'll probably do about a half hour here, quick 5K, clear the mind, get a little runner's high, and then back for final preparation. Let's go, show day, come on now. Camaraderie should translate to the booth, right? That's the,
Yeah.
you know, it does. Well, I just mean it's always there. Well, maybe we'll mix in some sprints here. Well, we're doing 3 miles, so we don't need to. Just focused on the gate. Paul Felder says I got a nice gate. Going 9-minute miles, nice and easy. Good work. 3/4 mile to go. Guys like showing off. I thought we were running together, he's showing off. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What was interesting is that I did not get the chance to call the majority of Dominick Cruz's career, and I think that was probably a blessing in disguise because I was just too close to it. And even though I'm very close with Bilal Muhammad, our relationship didn't exist prior. And for Dom, our relationship was so deeply rooted that thank God I think I only called 2 or 3 of his fights. But probably the Casey Kenny fight because I knew how important a win in that situation was. He was fighting a southpaw. He was fighting a guy who was below him in a fight that maybe a lot of people thought he shouldn't have accepted. So I just remember being very tense.
And for those of us that are friends and fans of Dom, we were so anxious to see him fight again against Casey. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Dom, what it took for you to get back to that walk, right? And like, God,
Well,
that was...
as a fan of like, now I'm a fan of like these guys that I watch and get to call their fights now. I get the feeling that you're talking about of like being attached to certain guys because it's like you just want the thing for them that you can feel what they're going through. Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now,
I want it for the other guys.
It's exactly, you want it for them. I am not, it has nothing to do with me. I want this for Bilal. I want Bilal, this is for Bilal. I want it for Bilal and for his family and for his, that's it. And his team. Bilal has never let me pay for a meal.
Saxophone.
Ever, anywhere. He almost flexed on me. Like I've never, you know, like Dom will sometimes take John down, you know, but Bilal will never get, right. But he took me down. But Bilal will never get physical with me. But at one point I tried to,
you're my size.
I tried to go pay for a check and he came up on me and he was basically let me know that he was about to throw me out of the way if I didn't move.
I'll be honest.
And so I moved.
It's a little unfair because you're a straw weight, but still, I'm not as big as Bilal. You know?
Right. But you're, like, I felt like when we were running that whole time, I was like, when is Dom gonna just pass me and make me look so fat right now? You know?
No, come on, man. I lead from the back.
Yeah, I like it.
So you can come up and take your last one.
Make sure you guys are ready. Head on a swivel at all times. I was waiting for Anik to attack me, but I could feel it.
I just am so fascinated to see how Amin Zahabi fights, right? Because there's a chance he wins. But that percent chance, in my opinion, went down 15 to 20%. Did the line move?
So how much money did he make for that 15%? That's the question.
I can tell by the look on his face he didn't make enough. I don't think he got as. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. That's my just gut reaction.
I mean, it's nerve-wracking no matter what.
But I just, for Zahabi, right, when you shift it back to the Canada thing, if he's the best chance for Canada to have a world champion,
He's not.
Well, who is, you know?
I would say Jasmine. Maybe, what do you guys think? I know Plesh is just getting going in the MMA game. Gee, what you think?
I'm aligned that
if you had to pick one Canadian fighter who you think will next fight for the belt, you'd probably say Jazz, right?
It had to be a female.
Yeah, it has to be a female. Yeah, no, I agree with John. I agree with John. I mean, Zahabi on the male side for sure, but
see, this is the problem, G, with today. What are we doing?
Yeah,
he won 5 in a row at 135
pounds.
pounds.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
No, John, this is good though. Like, we do need to talk about that.
1,000%.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if he loses to Jose Aldo and the size is any sort of factor,
it will be.
And then
that
he
dude's
loses
frame already at 35 is almost like, honestly, his gift is impenetrability. Like, he stops you from shooting, he stops you from kicking, he stops you from punching. Sick defense, and sometimes his defense is so sick that he doesn't have any offense and he loses a decision. That's what he needed to do. With 10, 15 extra pounds, you're not going to be able to move Aldo the way you need to at 135. You're not going to be able to penetrate the defense the way you need to be able to at 135. You're not going to be able to move his balance the way you need to at 135 to give yourself a chance if you're Zahabi.
No?
All right, that's a wrap. Thank you all for being here. UFC 315 beckons in a few hours. Much love, folks.
Day one.